Hello everybody, Weegee here, and we are back with another episode of RWBY Volume 9, Episode 8. Unfortunately, I have been spoiled by this episode. They have, not by the usual things, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and all those, those. No. The Crunchyroll thumbnail, which they have since changed. I'm not gonna tell you what the spoiler is, just because you haven't seen it though, but it kind of sucks of my reaction to the thing that it's spoiled is smaller than you would think. That's why. Yeah, thankfully they have changed the not another warning. I can't do it with these warnings, Rooster Teeth. This is the third episode in a row with a warning. But yeah, thankfully they've changed the thumbnails, but won't be spoiled by it if they haven't seen it yet, which is good. I don't know why they decided to put that thumbnail on there. It was stupid, but yeah. In the depths of nowhere, I am undone. Three episodes, guys. Three episodes. That's all we got left. This shit's gotta happen. We gotta wrap this up. Slow. I know Slow was on the ground. So this is the teapot episode. So we're finally gonna see Neo since that 2-second scene at the end of episode 3, I think. Is RWBY running away from her friends? At least she has a weapon on her. I don't know why she can grab a weapon now. She couldn't grab it before, but yeah. Is she having a panic attack? She got Lil with her though. That's good. Lil.
RWBY, what are you doing? Why did you shout at everyone like that?
Lil asking the real questions.
Where am I? It's okay. I can guide us back. You shouldn't run off, though. You all need to stick together if you want to go home.
Lil speaking the truth.
Here?
What? No, don't yell, Lil.
I promised.
I promised to serve Atlas as a huntress.
No, don't yell, Lil.
People safe.
Lil doesn't deserve this. He doesn't do anything. He's just a small rat. Mouse.
We can go back and...
No! You don't know what I've done. What I couldn't do. I can't do this. I could never do this. If you stay with me, you're going to end up dead too.
Oh, he's holding his tail. I mean, only Penny's
Just
died.
go home.
I don't think he knows how to get home.
I said no!
No, Lil. Don't yell, Lil. He doesn't deserve this. He's just a tiny little mouse. Poor Lil. The blue butterfly. She's awakening her persona. She's on a stage. Oh, there she is entering a different land. I'm assuming this is where Neo is. Oh, wait, 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 wait. Where's my foot? Oh, they don't have a picture of her. Is this our house from Roman Holiday? Is that what this mansion is? Do they have any pictures in this of the house? I don't think they do. But is this her mansion? Is this her mansion from Roman Holiday? If this is Neo's mansion, I'm assuming it is. It is! It's her past! There's trivia of Neo. Neo teaming up with her dead parents. This is a scene from Roman Holiday.
This?
Hello, Red. Been a while. How's the hero?
Star Trek! Hey! This is the spoiler that I saw on the thumbnail. That's her parents.
Neo.
They're not dead in this picture, actually. They're knocked out.
And after everyone came out to see you.
Who's here? Oh,
Salutations, RWBY.
the dead people. I thought they'd be people connected to...
Rose. Why
don't you take a seat? I thought it'd be people connected to Neo, not Ruby.
Doing this. Stop it! This isn't real!
Isn't real. You're the one following a talking cat around a fairy tale.
Reality's getting fuzzier by the minute, kid. You know, once Neo realized where she was, everything changed. Always loved the idea of a place to run away from it all.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
whatever you want.
She always wanted to be part of a fairy tale.
I
Since she was a
offered that
kid.
to her back on Remnant.
You took it from her.
But we all remember how that ended.
Is that seriously what this is all about? You still blame me for what happened at Torchwick? If you're looking for an apology, you've wasted your time.
Lil!
They
He's
say
still here.
Everyone thinks they're the hero of their own
Oh.
story. But I knew what I was. And deep down, I think you know what you are too.
The leaves from the tree?
Oh, you're familiar.
How about a little reset?
Is that what you want? Well, if you want me dead, then come get me.
You don't deserve to die, Red. You deserve to be broken down, torn apart, wiped from existence.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to enjoy watching you break.
Oh, jeez. I think Neo has broken a little more than she was before.
Ruby? Damn it. How could she just run off like that?
She was clearly upset.
That wasn't upset. That was... Ugh! She could have just talked to us.
Maybe she didn't feel like she could. Ruby has always been the one to get us through the hard times. We say things like, "We believe in you. We can count on you." I know we mean well, but...
Oh, why is she seeing the full picture?
It's not like we were asking her to be perfect.
Oh,
Who are you to think you knew what was best for Atlas?
I was the best and brightest Beacon had to offer.
oh baby.
But I traded my life so that my friends could live.
I mean, it's more for Jean than anybody else, but I mean, not really Ruby. And then Penny.
Just like you were too late to save me at the Vital Festival. I died in Atlas, too. Didn't I? Can you imagine what that's like? To be completely and utterly failed, time and again,
by someone who meant the world to you.
You ready for
Oh,
that
switch
trick yet?
How many more people are going to die because of you?
I'm trying to save everyone.
We got two people having mental breakdowns fighting each other right now.
Have you ever stopped to
Little.
wonder if you've done more harm than good?
Weren't you gonna blow up a whole ass country?
How many more lives do you have to ruin before you realize you're not cut out to save anyone?
Oscar?
Ruby,
Oh, that's fucked up.
do you really think you can stand to watch more of your friends fall?
Please stop.
Or are you ready to admit the truth? That the world would just be better off without you?
What did T do? Erase your existence? So what's going on? Oh. What was that? The cat?
It's all right, Ruby. It's over now.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be me anymore.
Ruby, no.
It's okay, little huntress. I can be you instead.
What?
I have been trying to wear you down for so long.
A cat?
What are you doing?
My purpose. When a poor little heart is broken, I can fill it with mine. I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with
Well,
you.
no, yeah, no shit.
I'm not like the other Afterans here. I'm cursed with curiosity. I need to know everything, but more than anything, I need to know why my makers left me here. Only to leave and make all of... Ow!
You're not a friend. Friends don't.
Little, no. Neo. Ah, this bitch slapped the cat.
You have to get up. We have to go.
Did you just kill Little? Is Little dead?
It's about time we all got what we deserve.
What? Little? Oh, they're here just in time.
Are you ready to admit the truth? That the world would just be better off without you?
No, shit. That the poison from the story? The fuck just happened? Wait, Neo?
You
Wait, why is Neo so sad?
nuts! Little Red's gone.
Wait, Neo's cracking. Neo's breaking too.
Stronger than ever now. We could take over this whole absurd place.
Wait, Neo? No, well, no. What's going on?
Why not? Offing Little Red can't be all you wanted. Right?
Wait, something's wrong with Neo too? So wait, Neo and RWBY are about to...
I needed her!
What's going on? Neo? Something...
You still don't get it, do you?
The cat is evil.
It's not a place you go, It's a place you know. But no matter. I've actually found a much better solution to my problem.
She's frozen. What happened? Is Neo gonna die too?
You've lost something most important, haven't you? And now you have nothing left. How delightful. An empty host. Perfect for me to fill.
Neo, no. No, Neo!
Night. Goodness, am I tired of your little sob story.
Did you just kill Neo?
You can't even accept your own futility. This body will do.
What the fuck? Did they just kill Neo? Yeah, that's this picture right here from the books. What the fuck? So what, they killed Neo? They killed Lil? Ruby's dead right now, I'm pretty sure. Well, unless Neil's not dead. Well, Neil's possessed, so she might not be dead, but she's broken. Like, she killed Ruby, but then well, she still wants to kill Cinder, right? Like, she killed Ruby, but she also wanted to kill Cinder. So she still had that, right? Like, it's not like Ruby's dead and her whole existence is... her whole reason for living's gone, right? Or, like, maybe she realizes maybe killing Ruby isn't what she wanted? But Torchwick was weird because at the end it was trying to manipulate her, which was really weird. So her powers overran her, maybe. I don't know, but hopefully Neo's not dead. Hopefully Lil's not dead. He just got stepped on, but there was no blood or anything. He just kind of disappeared. I don't know. I don't want Lil to be dead. I don't want Neo to be dead. I don't want Ruby to be dead. I don't think they're Ruby's a safe one. Ruby's not gonna die. This show's called Ruby, but Neo and Little, they're both like up in the air. They could both die. They're not main characters. Lil's never after, and so like technically Lil won't die. He'll be reborn. Yeah, Lil's never after, and so that means he can't die. They're not supposed to die. They get reborn, right? Unless they're killed by the Jabberwocker. Isn't how it works? So Lil's not dead. He'll come back. He won't have any memories, but he'll be back. Oh, wait. Lil wants to be a guide. So if the Ever After repurpose people into what they want to be, does that mean Lil's gonna be reborn as an actual guide to help them get out of the Ever After? But with no memory of what's going on. That's how the Ever After functions, right? Someone dies and it's repurposed or reworked into what they want to be or what they did, what the world needs them to be or whatever. So if the world needs him to be a guide, or he wants to be a guide to get Team RWBY out of the Ever After, maybe that's what will happen to him. He won't be dead, he'll be reborn into something that's what he wanted to be, I guess. Maybe? Or just this is just a large dose of cope, because I don't want Lil to be dead, because I love Lil. He's silly, he's dumb, but I love him. Oh, I hope Neo's not dead. Oh, I love, like, Neo's one of the most fascinating characters in the show. I really hope she's not dead, because she could still have a really good character arc of discovering what she really truly wants to be. Because most things in her life have kind of been decided for her. Her family was kind of shit. She's never had really. She only had true freedom when she was Torchwick. After Torchwick, but then she never really had a purpose for herself. She always lived for somebody else. So she could have a really good character arc of learning to live for herself and not someone else. Not let someone else be her reason for living. So hopefully Neo doesn't die and they could tell that story. And we saw her parents. I'm really disappointed that it was. I didn't expect it to be much people correct the RWBY as the council. But I guess it makes sense if she's trying to break down RWBY. She wants to bring up all of RWBY's failures. Though I'm not sure why the Hunts, the Master, Leon's there, because Leon was there for the Huntsman for the second arc. Vacuo? I think Vacuo. No. Minstrel. I'm not sure how he was there. He died. He died, but RWBY doesn't even know he's dead. I don't think RWBY ever. Did they ever figure out he was dead? Like, did that ever come up? How would Neo know he's dead? Like, I get a Pyrrha. Neo knows Pyrrha's dead. She probably put Penny there because their connection. Torchwick, obviously. Ozpin, again, I'm not sure how Neo would know anything about that. And then, who else was there? Oh, the Aesops, I guess she would probably know he's dead. She wasn't. Oh yeah, well maybe Tyrion disappeared. I would probably know he's dead. Who else was there? Oh, everybody is Weegee. And today, well, we're gonna talk about the last episode of episode 8. And let me verbalize first how most of us were probably feeling when that episode came out and ended. Holy shit, what the fuck, holy shit. Because damn, that was an episode. This video is gonna be a little different than my usual reviews I've been doing for this season. If you've watched them, thank you. If you haven't, go check them out. I've been trying to do more of a bit of a comedy angle with it, making fucking kind of. Sorry if it's a bit more rambly. I don't have a script like I usually do with these videos. They're a bit more comedy based, poking fun at kind of the actions of the heroes or the show. Fun, like lighthearted poking at it, not like anything serious, because I do love the show and I don't think it's a bad show or anything. But with this episode, that felt kind of wrong to do that, to try to kind of find any kind of humor in it, given the. That's my dog. You can hear it. Themes of the episode. Yeah, it's a bit more of a heavy episode, both between Neo and with RWBY. Obviously, can't say the actual word because this video will get. I don't want my channel getting blacklisted or anything. But yeah, so I'm gonna try. It's gonna be more of a shoot the shit kind of thing. Off the top of my head, I got notes I have written down, and I'll just be going through the episode talking about what I thought about certain scenes and what I think they mean and everything like that. But, not so much scripted and no jokes, I guess, unless one comes off the top of my head. So, I have the thing up, so I will be starting with the opening of the show. I have my notes up. A tea amongst terrible trouble. I really love the alliteration stuff they're doing with these openings. There's the warning. I should have known something was going to happen based off this warning. They only put this warning in when bad shit happens. So let's start at the first scene, which is RWBY running through the forest and crying, breaking down after what she's yelling at her teammates. Here, then she proceeds to yell at Little as well. And I think I have the exact words written down too. So I don't think she's actually mad at Little in this scene, like, at all. But she's starting to vent her problems, her feelings to Little. Like, I don't think she felt she could do with her teammates. Little is more of a, well, maybe he's kind of on the outside. He hasn't really been with her through this journey, so he doesn't really know what's going on, hasn't have that relationship like she does with the other characters. So she starts unloading her problems onto him. And we start to get an idea of what's been bothering RWBY for this volume. It's all her failures, all of her failures, all of the deeds she regrets doing. Because in this line, she tells Little, I believe in this. Oops, see. We have the
What are you doing? Though,
That I'd keep people safe.
I promised.
I promised to serve Atlas as a.
We can.
I can't do this! I could never do this. If you stay with me, you're going to end up dead too. Just go home.
So yeah, I'm assuming the thing she's done when she says that, oh, the things I've done, I'm assuming she means, well, there's really only two things I can think of. Things she's not proud of. One, lying to Ironwood in Volume 7. This is the first time I think we've seen Ruby lie to a character, because it's not really in her nature. She's a pretty honest person, so her lying, that was a big thing for her, I think. And the second was physically breaking the law in Volume 6 when they stole an airship. They broke the law. They did something illegal. As Hunter says, that's the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing. They're not supposed to be doing the same thing the criminals are trying to stop are doing. But here she was trying to save the world by breaking the law. And I think that's weighed down on her more than we might have realized, because it was kind of like a ha 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 thing. They're going to break the law, steal an airship. It was kind of played up for laughs. But I think that's something that actually has weighed down on Ruby as a character. It's a little funny, she tells Lil to go home, because I'm pretty sure a few episodes ago, Lil said that he didn't know how to get home. That's why he was going to build a house outside of the bridge. I know Ruby's doing what she thinks is best for Lil, because she doesn't want Lil to die like everybody else has in her life. Summer, Penny, Pyrrha, Penny again, Ozpin. So yeah, she's trying to protect Lil by telling him to go away. Yeah, all these failures are starting to weigh down on Ruby. She can't deal with any more failure, which is kind of why I think she ran away. She doesn't want to face that anymore. So and then that's it for this episode. Also, oh, she's poor Little. Look at him. Look at Little, poor Little, hugging its tail. It's a little dude or girl, I don't actually know. But let's move on. So she yells at Rude, Little walks away. Then we get this weird scene with the spotlights. So the only other time we've seen the spotlights in this season so far has been with the Red Prince. It happened actually when the Red Prince was about to break after in Snap, when he was about to probably need to go back to the place to be reincarnated again, I assume, because again, he lost, he's broken. So I wonder if the spotlight has something to do with that. It shines a light on a person that's about to break, someone who needs to be reincarnated into something new. And maybe the spotlight helps the cat find them, because the cat does find them later. So I wonder if the spotlight has anything to do with that. Maybe the spotlight tells the cat where they are, so he can go there and help them. That or it's just some, narrative, not narrative, an aesthetic choice to kind of shine a light on how lonely Ruby is and how her kind of journey has progressed in this season. Because she starts power walking. She starts power walking, then she slows down, and then she goes to basically a crawl. Kind of like in the opening. She's slowly losing her drive to continue forward. And then we see her entering into the dark side. This is where Neo is. And then we see Neo's mansion. And I don't think this is going to mean, we didn't really see it in the comic, but I don't think this is going to mean much to people who haven't read Roman Holiday. But I'm assuming this is Trivia Neo's house from when she was a kid. I don't know why she chose this place specifically. It wasn't really a happy memory for her, but it's got a little nice ice cream motif to it. I wonder if their actual house had this ice cream motif, because all of the characters and their family, all the family members of Neo's, are all ice cream inspired. Jimmy Vanille, the last name is Vanille. Jimmy is I think it's just like sprinkles or something. I don't remember the mom's name. Her is Trivia Vanille, and then Neo Baldwin. So it's like all very ice cream themed. So I wonder if they shaped their house very ice cream related. It would have been fun. I like the little Greek architecture going on they have right there. All the lights. Looks like they're about to hold a party. And Ruby willfully goes into the house. And then we have this interesting thing. So all of her paintings, which I want to touch on right now. All of the paintings in these houses all symbolize giant or big moments in Neo's life. You have the first one when she was a kid. I mean, the second one when she meets Cinders is when she finally decides that she's gonna for sure get her revenge on Ruby. But there's another one. I have a picture of it too. I got a picture of all of them. Sorry, it's a bit rambly, maybe mumbly. Sorry if I'm harder to hear. I have a lot of screenshots. This is the first time I'm following. So you can't really see them. They're a little hard to see, but the first one is her childhood. That is when, about her 4, it's probably when her life was kind of normal before all the abuse happened. The next one seems to be like a party or a birthday party of hers, one where her life, I think this is when her life turned around, where her parents started like to betray her a little bit. The abuse started getting worse. The second one, the third one, middle one, where Torchwood came out of, this is the moment that Neo decided and she wanted to stay with Torchwick. It was right before they escaped the house. The parents are actually dead in that scene. Torchwick actually knocked them out before going to save Neo. She was the first person to ever try to save Neo. In this scene in the book, the parents are trying to... They drug Neo and then they try to drug Torchwick. I don't remember what exactly their goal was. Besides the fact that the mother was part of the school Neo became, where they train people to become spies. It's kind of like the Black Widows and Marvel. And then the fourth one was probably the saddest one. I don't know if I can get a good picture of it, because it's one that's barely shown. Sorry. Let's see if I can get it.
Gotta say.
Sorry, I'm skipping everything. Oh.
And after everyone came out to see you, no, not looking well.
What is this?
What's up with that? When Crunchyroll spoiled Torchwick's return for me in their thumbnail. They showed Torchwick showing up. But this is so cool. Neil's looking at him a little weird. I really don't like the romance between them. They're 10 years apart. It's a little weird. But yeah, when Torchwick returned, when I saw the thumbnail, I was so happy because Torchwick is one of my favorite characters in the show. He's probably one of the most fascinating villains in the book. He part of was really good. So yeah, I was so super stoked when he returned. Obviously not so great since it's part of Neo's entire collapse and downfall. This is Neo trying to cope with the fact that she lost Torchwick, which is incredibly sad for someone who's never had anybody in her life, losing that one person. But I'm trying to find a picture. Okay, so with the people who returned, I'm not sure why. I mean, I can see Penny, Pyrrha, but Lionheart and Clover, I don't understand their inclusion. Wouldn't it make more sense? Because those people aren't close to Ruby, like, oh, she barely interacted with Clover. She never interacted with Lionheart, except the one time, I think, when he bamboozled them into going to the place to get murdered. I think it's the only time they ever talked. Oh, one star I missed. Sorry, let me go back a little bit. As the spotlight diminishes in this scene, where is it? Okay. The blue butterfly. There. This is not the first time we've seen the butterfly in this season. We've seen it throughout the entire thing. And I think it has some sort of connection to the blacksmith. That's who I think it's connected to. Because when we saw her in the thing, working on something, it looked like a butterfly wing. So I wonder if this is her way of keeping tabs on certain people within this world. I wonder if she has a bigger role in this world than we think. Maybe more akin to the cat. Maybe he fixes people. Maybe she actually fixes the people once the cat sends them away. The cat heals them and sends back to reincarnation. Maybe the blacksmith is the one that actually builds them into something new. And these blue butterflies, which symbolize rebirth and resurrection, keep an eye on people and things that might need to be reworked. And it might be her eyes and ears in the world, since she maybe can't leave her domain, wherever that might be. So maybe that has something to do with that. Sorry, it's a little over the place. This is my first time doing anything like this. Oh yeah, it's a little weird that Neo in this picture is in her new outfit and not her old outfit, because this is a time in her life where she wouldn't be dressed like that. But I'm pretty sure that's the actual Neo. That's not a figment of or a painting or anything. This is the actual Neo sitting on there, because I think her position moves once Neo Torch walks out. I think it should arm over. Also, resurrecting the dead friends is so fucked up from Neo. This is a little much from Neo. Bringing up Pyrrha, who RWBY kind of feels like she let down, and is kind of the reason why she's dead. And Penny, someone who died once and might be dead for all Neo knows. Neo wouldn't really know Penny was dead, right?
Reality's getting fuzzier by the minute. You know, once Neo realized where she was, everything changed. Always loved the idea of a place to run away from it all. Do whatever you want.
I think this is the moment that RWBY realizes why Neo is going after her. Because I don't think RWBY knew beforehand.
You still blame me for what happened at Torchwick?
I don't think, well, they don't talk at any point. And Neo, like, oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get that.
What this is all about?
Right there. I'm pretty sure that painting is depicting the moment that Neo figured out Torchwick was dead. You see her walking through a desolate place. I think there's dead bodies around her. And then in the background, you can see the Grim Dragon on the beacon tower. So this has to be in Vale. So what I think is this is, and it's just charred bodies. So this has to be the moment Neo found Torchwick dead. I don't know if he found his charred body. His hat was intact. But the fact that she has his hat on, which means he already found his dead body. You know how traumatizing that would probably be for Neo to find her, the only person she cared about, charred dead body on the ground, hat intact, and that's it. That's awful, and it's one of her core memories. It's like the memory that drove her to be what she is right now. Someone just fueled by hate and rage, only seeking revenge. She doesn't have anything to live for anymore. Best friend's dead. Yeah, this is the moment that RWBY learns why Neo is so vehemently chasing after her. She still blames RWBY for her death, or Torchwick's death. And RWBY doesn't go about this the best way. Instead of trying to explain what happened, and I don't know if it would work on Neo. I don't know if Neo's at this point would listen, but RWBY doesn't even try. I think RWBY here is looking for a fight just as much as Neo is. She says, "I'm not gonna apologize for Torchwick's death," but doesn't explain any further. Like, oh, because it wasn't my fault, or oh no, I didn't really kill him. Grim did. No, she leaves it a little too ambiguous for Neo to drive Neo further into her hate for RWBY. Because I don't know if explaining would have done anything. I don't know if Neo's maybe it would just fall on deaf ears at this point. But either way, you can also get a better picture of the painting in the background. Either way, RWBY doesn't really try to resolve this peacefully. But I think RWBY's kind of past that at this point. She just wants to fight. I think she wants, as later she does, to die.
Looking for an apology? You've wasted your time.
Also, that army animation. Oh,
They say everyone
the animation's
thinks
still a
they're
little
the
jank
hero
sometimes.
of their
Also,
own
this is
story.
freaking terrifying right here when all their eyes turn brown and pink. I thought we would see the return of White Eyes because we haven't seen Neo's White Eyes in a long time, but they don't make a comeback, unfortunately. And then this fight goes about how you would expect it. I'm not sure why Neo has a leaf on her or why it's gonna kill RWBY this time. I know because before it just kind of made them trip out when they ingested the smoke from it, but maybe it's dilution or maybe it's just like some kind of mind thing. I don't know.
You don't deserve torn apart.
And then the fight goes about how you expect with that. RWBY can take Rockton immediately because she cannot take Neo and 5 people on her own. I mean, I don't even think she can take Neo on her own one-on-one, he was by far a better fighter than all of Team RWBY. Also, this absolutely adorable smile from Neo. This is the smile of a person who has completely lost it and is going to be very happy in killing someone. Yeah. And then we cut over to Yang.
Ruby? Really upset.
So Yang's line here is actually
How could she just
pretty,
run off?
I've seen a lot of takes on Yang recently because of this episode and because of this season about her being a bad sister for not paying enough attention to RWBY. And I think that's unfair to Yang. Yang, one, cares about her sister a lot. It's been shown through most of the season. Hell, when she left in Volume 4, it wasn't to find Blake, it was to find her sister. Because her sister was gone, and that's who she really cared about. Yes, her shift has somewhat skewed in the last two seasons to more focus on Blake, but that doesn't make her a bad sister. As someone who's an older brother and a younger brother, you have to be able to focus on other things that aren't your siblings. Just not focusing on your siblings 100% of the time doesn't make you a bad one. You have to be able to have your own life. Your life can't just revolve around your siblings. And this is Yang kind of finding her life outside of her sister with Blake. Yang's been taking care of her sister since she was, 4 years old when Summer died, and her father kind of, retreated within himself. So, I mean, yeah. And Yang here, she's right when she says this.
Off like that. She was clearly upset. That wasn't upset. That was.
And I think she's starting to catch on what RWBY's feeling right now.
Maybe she didn't feel like.
And it's a fair point to Yang. You can't help someone if they don't talk to you. Yes, you can try to get an answer out of them if you can tell what's going on. If you can tell something's wrong with them. But there's only so much you can tell through an emotional bond, through a link with them socially. Because at the end of the day, if someone doesn't talk to you, then you can't help them. It's why when people, a lot of times their family didn't even see anything wrong with them. They didn't see anything something was wrong with them. It came out of the blue to them. It's that. So Yang, it's fair. What Yang is saying is fair. You can only help someone if they let them help you. And RWBY at this point, it isn't letting them help her. RWBY is a character who kind of forces all of her emotions down because she doesn't want to bother anybody with them, which is a very common thing with both younger siblings and with people who just don't want to bother people until they eventually explode and something severe happens like we see in this episode. And then we have Weiss being probably the most emotionally intelligent person despite having the most unemotional childhood ever. Like, Weiss should not be this keen or should have this amount of insight into RWBY's emotion given her emotionally stunted childhood of abuse. And Weiss reads RWBY perfectly. RWBY didn't feel like she should come to them. He didn't feel like she should confide in them because she feels like if she did that, she'd be letting them down because they expect her to know everything. They're their leader. She's the one they look towards. And that kind of weighed on her. It's kind of they tried to give her so much support, but they did it in a way that, that didn't help RWBY.
She could. RWBY has always been the one to get us through the hard times. We say things like, we believe in you. We can count on you. I know we mean well, but...
This voice line is a good example of how words, depending on your outlook on life or depending on your mental state, can have different meanings to someone. If you say keep going and to someone who's, depressed, it's not going to mean the same thing to someone who's just down on their luck a little bit. Because the way you interpret words is directly connected to your kind of emotional state. So words that might help someone usually might wear down on them in a different way when, they're in a different state of mind, like RWBY is now. Throughout this season, they've been trying to pick RWBY up. Weiss has been trying to tell RWBY, we need to keep going, we need to keep going, we need to find a way home. But in this, she's making RWBY feel like she isn't enough with those words, like they need more help RWBY can't give to them. Which is, they're right. RWBY has no more knowledge about this world than anybody else says. Someone Weiss says something like, "We need a guide to guide us through this." It's not a slight at RWBY's leadership or anything. It's stating a fact. None of them know what they're doing in this world, so they need someone with more info to do it. It's pragmatic. But RWBY doesn't see it that way because of the emotional state she's in. She just failed to save an entire country. She thinks she's not a good enough leader. She thinks she can get more people killed if she's not doing better. She's not perfect. And then we have this line, which talks about that, with Yang, who says, "We're not asking her to be perfect." The problem is they never vocalize that to RWBY. They never tell RWBY that she doesn't need to be perfect, or that she's doing or okay, or well, they tell her she's doing okay or a good job. But they never vocalize, they never talk about the failures together. They never dig into that. And all those failures are weighing down on RWBY, but they never really bring them up. And then we're back to the fight. RWBY's getting absolutely obliterated. Also, Pierre has a line in here that's the exact same as John's. I don't know what that's about, if it was just a coincidence.
You knew it was best for Atlas.
I was the best and brightest Beacon had to offer.
That's not here yet.
I traded my life so that my friends could live.
She said she traded their lives so her friends live, and that's kind of true, but also I think she mostly did it for Jean, because Jean was going to go up there and get herself killed. But I mean, she did do it for the rest of her friends, but it was for mostly Jean, honestly. I mean, for being real. She mostly sacrificed herself for Jean, who fucked up. RWBY's getting absolutely trounced in this scene, which makes sense. It's hard to fight 17 people. And then we have this line, where Neo is making a lot of assumptions, as Penny talks about how she probably died in Atlas. Neo wouldn't know that. She's just making a conclusion. I think she's just making a conclusion just to fuck with RWBY, honestly. I mean, there's no way she would know if Penny died, but, I mean, because she fell before her. But she just wants to make RWBY feel worse. She wants to drive RWBY to the point where RWBY breaks like she did when she lost Torchwick.
The Vital Festival.
And then she's bringing up RWBY's first failure. RWBY's first failure in her life was saving Penny in Volume 3. This is kind of the catalyst to all of her... Penny's death is the catalyst to all of RWBY's insecurities. She was her first failure. Her first friend that she let die. The downturn of her life as a huntress, leading her to make all of these poor decisions she thinks she has made throughout the show. The huntress is dying in vacuum. I don't know if she actually blames herself for that, but she could. Blake running away. Yang losing her arm. I'm sure all these decisions weigh on her because she's the one who decided they needed to go out and help Vale. Stealing the airship. Lying to Ironwood, Atlas falling, Ironwood's death probably, Penny's second death, and all the people in that bridge that died because of her plan. Sorry, my brain's a little scattered.
Didn't I?
This is a little out of pocket though, Neo. This is...
Imagine what that entailed to you.
And we get... Here's where that line comes up. It's the same line that Jean said to Pyrrha RWBY in the last
Going to die because of you!
I don't know if these people are... Given the nature of this world and Neo's advanced powers, I don't know if this is necessarily what Neo is saying to them, but RWBY perceives them to be saying, maybe. Because RWBY's mind might be affecting all of this too. It's illusions that she sees. It's all people connected to her. So I wonder if she has some kind of minor control over what is being said. Because this world is connected to weird mind shit and arts and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting if the word choices are actually kind of affected by RWBY. And she thinks Pyrrha might blame her for all these deaths, much like Jean does, considering they're partners.
I'm trying to save everyone!
And yet with all your best intentions, have you ever stopped to wonder if you've done more harm than good?
And there it is from Ironwood. Have you ever thought about that maybe you did more harm than good? RWBY doesn't know if she made the right decision in Atlas. Ironwood stands directly opposed to that. He was the one on the other side, the one who was making the other decision that maybe RWBY thinks she should have made, or maybe if she sided with Ironwood sooner, that maybe Atlas wouldn't have fallen like it did. So he kind of just stands directly opposed to her. As far as decisions in Atlas go, because her decisions still wound up with Atlas falling, with people dying. So what is her plan really better than Ironwood's at the end of the day? If people still died and Atlas still fell.
It's not my fault.
How many more lives do you have to ruin before you realize you're not cut out to save anyone?
I think this one's particularly brutal for RWBY right here, because Ozpin is the person that entrusted RWBY to be the leader. He's the one who recruited her. He's the one who believed in her first, told her that she could be a leader for Team RWBY, that her mistakes aren't that bad compared to his. Ozpin is kind of the person who set RWBY on this path, but maybe that's also where this anger comes out and why he lashes out. He's the first person that RWBY lashes out at. It's Ozpin. So maybe a little bit she blames Ozpin for her events in life. He's the one who set her down this path, so he's a little bit to blame. Maybe that's why RWBY lashes out at first, in anger. And then we have the scene that breaks RWBY. Killing Oscar on accident.
RWBY.
Or visual of killing Oscar. Oscar who wasn't her friend. Oscar who is innocent in all of this. Oscar who's just kind of dragged into this. And that's another innocent person dead. Oscar, in a lot of ways, is similar to Penny as a character. They're both these people who just want to... people who see the world through better eyes. They want to see the good in everybody. Oscar allowed Emerald, he's the one who vouched for Emerald to become a good guy because he felt that Emerald could be a good person still. So, and much like Penny, he views the world like that. So killing Oscar, killing someone so innocent, is the final breaking point for RWBY. And she straight up just starts having a panic attack. Like, this is straight up a panic attack. All these shocked faces kind of messed up on Neil's part, damn.
Do you really think you can stand to watch more of your friends fall?
Please stop.
Or are you ready to admit the truth? That the world would just be better off without you?
Neil just said, or Roman just said KYS, honestly. Yeah, this is RWBY snaps. This is RWBY, she's having absolute panic attack. I know how that feels. I've had panic attacks before. They are not fun. Nothing this severe that made me think, yeah, maybe the world's better off without me. But I've also never had the weight of the world thrust upon my shoulders like RWBY has. But either way, yeah, this is RWBY going through a panic attack. That final spot was maybe a little too brutal for Neo, but this, I mean, what else is she supposed to, I'm not trying, it sounds like I'm trying to defend Neo's actions. I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But yeah, let's talk about scene 11. This scene was brutal. It was hard to watch RWBY go through all of this finally, and it's all they're saying is all of RWBY's doubts she's had up until this point that we haven't seen in her life. She's been hiding them away, and then finally all of them are collapsing in on her at once, forcing her into this state of panic, and she just wants to give everything up. And then the cat comes in and saves her, or so we think. It's revealed that RWBY finally says she doesn't want to be her anymore. God damn it. This is us finally seeing RWBY break, shatter. She has given up on life. She no longer wants to be herself. She wants to take up the blacksmith on being someone else. Let this world take its toll and make her something new. And then we finally get the reveal that, I kind of thought about this because it's a cat, but I didn't. The cat is evil. And is trying to take over RWBY's body, trying to possess her. I didn't see the possession part coming, but the cat being evil, I think it's something I mentioned in one of my other videos. Yeah, it was kind of pretty obvious the cat wasn't gonna, there was more to this cat than we realized. But there's a very interesting line here.
My purpose. When I haven't been entirely honest with you, RWBY.
The animation in this episode is superb.
Here. I'm cursed with curiosity. I need to know everything, but more than...
Yeah, knowledge is a curse, and the being curious, seeking knowledge and not being able to know everything, even though that's what your purpose is, it probably drove the cat mad.
Anything. I need to know why my makers left me here. Only to leave and make all of...
Okay, so that's an interesting line. It says, why do my makers left me here to make olive before it gets bit? So I'm assuming he was going to say, why did my makers leave to make olive you? Implication being that the brothers created the ever after, which is something a lot of people have been saying. I didn't really know if I believe it myself, but here it is. But a lot of them got the orders wrong. They thought the brothers left Remnant to create this world. It turns out it's the other way around. They made this world, decided it wasn't very good for whatever reason, and left to make another world. So the brothers have a bit of a running theme here. I wonder how many worlds they've actually created, because apparently they go, not good enough, leave, not good enough, leave, like they did with this one. Interesting part is, this means there's probably a connection between Remnant and this world that lets some people somehow travel between them. The bridge probably isn't the only way to get here, which is probably how Alex and her brother found their way there. Through another portal, another world, which means the door he was talking about before is an actual door to Remnant. But one I don't think Afterans can get through. I don't think Afterans can go to Remnant, but people from Remnant can go to Afterans for whatever reason. Which is why the cat's trying to infect the body, so he can escape, so he can go to Remnant. Because he needs a body, a host, to do that. He cannot do that in his current form. Maybe because he'll disperse, maybe because he'll turn into a Grim, or maybe just some weird shit, I don't know. But I'm assuming, yeah, Ever Afterans cannot go to Remnant. Maybe because it was created before, so maybe something before can't come to something after. Maybe the gods put something like a buffer that made it so Ever Afterans can't get in to the world. But the cast found a way in through someone else's body, which is, I'm assuming, what he was trying to do to Alex. I think he was trying to possess Alex to get out of this world. John was right to distrust the cat. The cat is not lying, but has never told the truth. And then Lil comes in to save him. And then we have the saddest scene in the show, as, well, Neil comes back in to inadvertently save Ruby from possession. And then, I don't know why Neo doesn't go in for the kill, why she just bats him away. Like, it's weird. Like, you can be rid of this, just use your sword, just kill the cat. But I don't think Neo really cares about killing the cat, he only cares about killing Ruby. And then we get the most brutal scene in this episode as Neo stomps out Lil. Oh, this was so hard to watch. I don't think I didn't cry during this, any of the scene. But I think it's because I was in so much shock about everything happening at once. My emotions just couldn't catch up to what I was feeling. Lil gets stomped out in a brutal scene by Neo. And a scene that almost makes me not want Neo to have a redemption arc, but not quite. I still want Neo to be redeemed. And that's an odd thing to say. I think a lot of people have started turning on Neo as a character, and at least in the form of a redemption for her. But I think there is something at the end of this episode that kind of hints maybe at the, well, it could be death, but her start of maybe a redemption as she realizes something. But we'll get to that when we get to the end of the episode. I haven't looked at my notes at all. We're almost on the episode, so Neo slides the tea over, and then Ruby, as Team Ruby shows up. So I saw so there was one take I saw that Ruby, seeing them come through, doesn't even, like, it was like, oh, maybe Ruby didn't even realize that this team was her real team, that maybe there's just more illusions created by Neo to screw with her head. The only flaw in that theory is Jean. In her, we saw earlier in one of her illusions that when she made Jean, she made Jean young. I don't think Neo knows that Jean looks like this anymore. They've had no interactions the ever after. So Neo would have nothing to base this old man Jean after. So there's no reason she wouldn't be able to make this illusion, because she's never seen her. Also, she's never seen Juniper back there.
Are you ready?
So there's no way for her to create these illusions for things she's never seen. And there's this best shot we get of that one. So you can see charred bodies, the dragon up in the corner, I think Vale's store. So this is definitely when Neo found out that Torchwick was dead. And then then RWBY,
better off without you.
broken finally, looks her team in the eyes and kills her. Offs herself. I'll say offs herself, just to be safer. Also, little body, and then she falls in the hole. And this episode ends with Neo's collapse.
You've finally done it! Little Red's gone. With your semblance stronger than ever now, we could take over this whole absurd place! Why not? Offing Little Red can't be all you wanted. Right?
Torchwick's voice right there is just so broken. I wonder if it has anything to do with actually Torchwick or just how her creations work in this world with their summons being superpowered. But this is Neo realizing that her revenge didn't do anything. And much like most revenge arcs, it didn't make her feel any better. All she felt was empty. Nothing. She didn't feel anything when she killed RWBY because it didn't bring Torchwick back. It didn't fix the pain. It didn't fix the hole in her heart. Nothing happened. It's just another person dead. Granted, she still has her revenge against Cinder she can think about to push her forward, but maybe she realizes here that even if she kills Cinder, it won't change anything. Killing RWBY made her realize that revenge was meaningless. There was no point to it. It wasn't going to bring Torchwick back. Which I think could be the start of her redemption arc. Her realizing that revenge really wasn't what she wanted. And maybe trying to find a new reason to live, whether that be for a person or for herself, hopefully for herself. I think Neo's arc to be a good guy is, or even just not evil, is to find a reason to live for herself. Living for herself, not living for another person, not letting someone else decide whether she should be alive or dead. And I mean, I've heard some weird takes about this one too. I'm trying to remember them. It was about Neo not feeling remorse for RWBY's death, just that, I mean, there was nothing left to live for. Which I don't think, I mean, yeah, she isn't feeling remorse for RWBY's death, and I don't know, I'll cut that stuff bad. Yeah, this is Neo realizing that revenge wasn't always cracked up to be, which is a pretty common thing for revenge in these shows.
I needed her!
Then we have this final scene.
You know.
Also, why is Spice doing in this scene? She's just lifting her hand up. Is she trying to see if the mansion was real or something? Like she just sees these shattered pink dust coming down. So I don't know what if she's trying to feel it, grab something. I don't know what she's actually doing in this scene. It's a weird scene that really doesn't make any sense. And we have this really awful. The cat possesses Neo, and we get this absolutely awful shot in this of Neo getting possessed. There is no need for this shot, RWBY. You didn't have to zoom in on her face like this. This is so screwed up. Also, this is when I thought the white eyes might return, when she came to the realization that the cat was going to possess her body. I don't think Neo's dead, or she might be. But I hope Neo's not dead here. This would be an awful way to go, even for someone who went through so much to kill RWBY. Being wearing like a meat suit. I mean, the cat's not gonna make it out. So either Neo's body dies here with the cat, or they somehow find a way to get the cat out of Neo, which is kind of what I'm hoping for. I don't think they'd go through all this effort to build up Neo's revenge and then collapse just to have her die. It'd be a bit of a misstep. Not misstep. What's the word I'm looking for? Not misstep, it's missed opportunity to expand upon a character that's so popular. Also, I don't know how the fan base will react if you kill Neo, because she is an immensely popular character. You'd be killing another Pyrrha, another Penny, and you've already done that in Torchwick, and you've already done that enough. I don't think you can afford to kill. I don't think you can afford to kill any more super popular characters for the show. People start getting pissed and leaving. So I hope Penny is dead. RWBY obviously isn't dead. That's why I didn't really talk about RWBY's thing much in the opening. More or my reaction either, because I mean RWBY's going to live. I'm assuming RWBY is going to see Summer in the afterlife, and Summer is going to give her that drive to live again. I don't think she's gonna be reborn by the tree or anything, but she is not going to die because, well, she's the main character of the show. we're going to see the final chapter of her character arc here, though, as she realizes that, well, mistakes come with the job, and that not the way that she has all her friends, and she doesn't have to bear the weight of the world on her own. I'm assuming she's going to do that with the help of her mother, who's already made a few appearances and mentions in this season, so it'd be a bit of a weird if she didn't show up at all. And Little, I think Little's going to be reincarnated as a guide. He's going to be transformed into something more useful, like the world is supposed to do, because it was Neo that killed him. He wasn't killed by a Jawa Walker, so he's not dead. He's going to be reincarnated into something new. And the world changes you into things that are needed for it. And maybe the world needs for the people from Remnant to leave. So he's going to be what he wants to be, a true guide for these people, which is why being a guide has been mentioned so many times. Are you his guide? I'm not a very good guide, whatever, throughout the volume. So I don't know if he's gonna be a mouse still. I hope he's still a mouse, because that'd be cute. I don't think he can go with them, but unfortunately he can't go with them because he doesn't have a body. If the cat can get out, don't think he could get out. So I think that's what's going to happen with Little. He's going to be the key to getting them out once he is reborn. And then the cat leaves in Neo's body. So yeah, this episode was a holy shit episode. So much happened, and then we had we had opposing sides of RWBY and Neo both hitting that final breaking point where they realized, well, RWBY realized she don't live anymore, and Neo realized that she didn't have anything really to live for. And I hope both of these are the catalysts to their character development. I really hope Neo doesn't die, and I think if she doesn't, RWBY's going to be the one to help her break free from the cat. I think she's going to talk to Neo finally, explain what happened, and try to convince Neo that maybe death isn't the answer here, and hopefully Neo can fight back and vomit out the cat or something so she doesn't die. Or maybe she will die, which is why we're getting all of her pictures in the background, and Neo's, I hope not. I really like Neo as a character. I hope they continue to grow her, because I think she can have a really nice character arc of becoming, well, maybe not a good guy, but a neutral guy. Some people think that maybe this was pushing it too far. This was the moment Neo became irredeemable, and what she did was extremely screwed up. But this is also a fictional show, so the boundaries of when someone is irredeemable, not redeemable, are a little murky, because a lot of characters and a lot of other things have done things worse than this. Catcher and She-Ra has done shit worse than this. Vegeta from Dragon Ball. There's a lot of history of animes having these monsters go through these redemption arcs that in real life, well, they shouldn't have them for what they've done. So that's kind of why I say that Neo's not really at the point where she's irredeemable, because I don't know if there is a point of irredeemability in anime, as long as it's written well enough. So as long as they write Neo's redemption well enough, then, I mean, she's redeemable. It's just really up to the writers and how well they can do it. But I think that's all I gotta say for this episode. It was a really good episode. It finally gave us that character driving moment for RWBY. So if you like this video, if you like this style of video more, I know it's a bit more rambly. I maybe usually do, because there's no script or anything. I've barely read my notes. But yeah, if you like this video, give a like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Weegee out.